There is breaking news tonight about that doomed EgyptAir jetliner. Critical information about what happened in the final moments. There is evidence of a catastrophic series of events near the cockpit. Automated computer messages transmitted in flight from the plane to its maintenance base suggest systems were failing. Smoke was filling the front end of the airplane, all in the span of 3 minutes. But the pilots never radioed a mayday call. That word coming as search crews have found human remains, luggage, and seats in the water. Now search ships will try to locate the black boxes. NBC's Tom Costello has all the details.
The question tonight, was there a fire or explosion on board Flight 804 before it went down? NBC News has confirmed as authentic an automated computer message called an ACARS transmission from Flight 804 to its maintenance base. 3 simultaneous events at 26 minutes after midnight GMT. 2 sensors from the cockpit's right rear window go off. At the same time, a smoke sensor in the forward lav. 1 minute later, smoke in the avionics compartment, which controls the plane. Then another window sensor. And at 29 minutes after midnight, problems indicated with the pilot's controls and computers critical to controlling the plane. Minutes later, the plane went off radar, making erratic turns and falling from the sky. John Cox is an Airbus A320 pilot.
We don't know yet exactly what it is, but it's a clear indication something was terribly wrong on Flight 804.
Perhaps a sudden fire or electrical failure, or maybe even an explosion near the galley. And if it was a bomb, how did it get there? Investigators are looking at anyone with access to the plane while it was sitting on the ground, including ramp workers and baggage handlers, caterers, cleaners, and fuel truck workers. The former head of TSA Global Security.
If it's an insider and he put a device, if it was somebody who had knowledge and put it in an area that could be close to a fuel line, or in some other area that they knew it would be catastrophic, that's very troubling.
If it was a bomb, it would be the 3rd attempt in 7 months. In February, a bomb in a laptop blew a hole in the side of an Airbus A321 over Somalia. And last October, a Russian jetliner blown out of the sky over Egypt. ISIS released a photo it claimed showed the bomb packed in a soda can. At Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris, dozens of employees with alleged ties to Islamic extremism have had to turn over their security badges since last November's deadly attacks. Now, this plane was on the ground at 4 different airports in 24 hours before the crash, in Asmara, in Cairo, in Tunis, and in Paris. So investigators will have to now review all of the people who had access to the plane at all of those airports. Lester?
All right, Tom, you raise a lot of issues. Let's bring in former NTSB investigator Greg Fife. Greg, you heard Tom's report. You've been studying these ACARS messages. Could this have been an electrical short or someone smoking in the forward lavatory who accidentally set off a fire? Or do you see something suspicious in the sequence and timing of all this?
Oh, there's definitely something suspicious, Lester. Electrical fires don't burn that fast. And of course, if somebody were to put a cigarette in a trash can with paper towels, it definitely wouldn't have burned that fast. It would have set off the sensor. But the flight crew is trained to handle those types of fires, and it would have given them time. Plus, they probably would have made a radio call. So this is something that's more catastrophic, more extreme. And when you look at the timing of the last transmission and the start of those ACARS messages Tom talked about, it's only 2 minutes, or maybe 2 minutes, if not less.
So that leads us to want to talk about the idea that an explosive device was placed in a very critical area of the airplane where, as Tom pointed out, catering equipment is stored. Is that stuff ever screened before it gets on a plane?
Typically not. It's basically a trust factor with the company who's providing the catering. So they don't screen the food. They don't check and make sure that every can has liquid in it. And they don't open them up and things like that. So if there was a device in a catering cart in the forward galley, that forward galley butts up against the bulkhead wall to the cockpit. So there's critical elements there. All the circuit breakers are just on the other side of that wall.
Well, it is all very disturbing and unsettling. Hopefully we'll get answers very soon. Greg, thank you. Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.